Hello, everybody. Welcome to Browns and Beyond, your home for Cleveland Browns content, NFL content, and other sports content. If you're enjoying the show, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so you stay locked in with all the latest sports content. And most importantly, drop us a comment. We want to hear your thoughts. All right, boys, here we are. It's a Sunday. What do we got? 3 games left for the Browns.
Yes, fortunately, 3 games.
And the pain is over. Dave
It's going to be sad.
Fortunately, 3
I think
games
all of
left.
us are checking into some kind of therapy,
Yes.
and we're just trying to finish this thing up, right, guys? Just,
That's
in a healthy fashion as best we
Kinda
can.
like the Browns. We're just trying to play out the string, Brent.
Play out the string, R&D year. We've heard all the the references. So we will get right to it. And Mr. Steve Retzer, get us into this Browns and Bills matchup. What do you kind of see in this week? You think Shador will progress and we will see more out of him, and he can have a little bit more of a rebound game, if anything?
Yeah, bounce back.
Yes.
More of a bounce back game. What do you kind of expect, Steve, in that Browns and Bills matchup?
Well, boys, the Bills beat the Patriots last week, and the Browns come off that loss to the Bears.
Yeah.
Cream, crushed, however you want to say it. The Bills are red hot lately. Josh Allen is playing like an MVP again. And they will make the playoffs, but they still have a chance to win their division, guys.
Yeah, they do. Well, Baltimore, New England, so they could use some help from the Ravens.
Yeah, absolutely. Many are saying if the Bills don't win it this season, then, how are you going to win? With the Chiefs are out, and Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow, and the Bengals are out. Baltimore, we still don't know what's going to happen.
Well,
Dave, like we just mentioned.
Think about this. This is a quarterback world, Brent, where he doesn't have Patrick Mahomes to go against, who's been his bugaboo. Joe Burrow knocked him out once, and possibly no Lamar. Generally considered
that's
the top
right.
4
Yeah,
quarterbacks.
both of those teams I just mentioned
So 3 of
beat
those
them in the playoffs. So
Yeah.
this is their magic.
But
and this game's very important. This game is actually important.
the
for
Stroud
Bills.
magic, though, the Stroud
Oh,
magic.
you're throwing Stroud
yeah,
into
you
the
have to.
equation. Okay.
Has the
never mind.
postseason experience with the
In
Buckeyes.
the last couple of years.
And
That's why I got
yeah.
into the AFC Championship.
Yeah, I think Stroud is the guy,
Well, that's
the
your
X
de facto
factor.
pick now, Steve. With the
And it
Chiefs.
looked bad at the beginning of the year, didn't it?
Right, yeah.
Everyone, you guys
But-
were making fun of me.
Buffalo probably would be the favorite, right, for the AFC.
Well, I
You had
think
to-
because of the quarterback factor.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
inexperienced. They've been there before.
And by the way, I'd be pulling for Josh Allen. By the way,
Okay.
he's due to have his day,
Yeah,
and we don't want to see him kind of go. But you're right. This is the perfect. This is just a lame duck kind of.
well,
Yeah.
The last thing before Steve gets to his notes here, they would maybe have to take the long way around because of not winning the division.
That's right.
So that could be tough.
Yeah, because New England is the.
If New England wins the division,
That's right. And it's not over yet. We still got some games left. New England's got to win tonight.
Yeah,
With
the
the
Ravens.
with the Ravens.
I
Yeah.
think the Bills are going to take this game serious, because they want
Yeah.
that division.
Yeah. You're right.
You're going to do a better
Continue,
job.
Steve. Yep.
All right, guys. So the Browns are at home, but this game doesn't look too promising since the Bills are one of the best, and the Browns they have guys injured. The Browns are going to play again without David Njoku. Jack Conklin is now on the IR. We
Oh,
don't have to
wow.
mention him week to week. Now he's on injured reserve. Dylan Sampson's out with the hand injury, and
Yep.
then Denzel Ward out again. I don't expect the Browns to win any more games, guys, but I'd like to see them at least compete and Shador show some progress and take on, I hope, for that starting role at quarterback in 2026.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing. The progress of Shador and then Miles in the sack record.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
That's it. Really, those two things.
Those are things to look
wrap
forward
up
to.
the season.
To wrap it up. We're hoping to see better offensive line play, so we should see Quinshad Junkins get some carries in this one. And I want to see some positive yardage, more than 1.8, that kind of thing. The Bills are bad against the run, so
Yeah.
Judkins could break 100 yards in this one. The Bills do have an elite pass defense, so that would be tough. And they defend tight ends well. And where do the Browns like to get the ball? Tight ends, especially Harold Fannin.
Yeah.
That can make it tough for Shador to get the ball, speaking of, to Harold Fannin. But I'm sure he will be targeted, he's leading the team in receiving. Tommy Reese is even saying he has confidence in Jerry Jeudy. So let's watch for
What?
him and see if he can rebound from that bad takeaway
Who has confidence in Jerry Jeudy anymore, by the way?
Tommy Reese, the offensive coordinator. I'm
Wow.
not sure if there's many more
Wow.
behind him besides that, Dave.
Wow.
I mean, I don't know if Stefanski even does.
I don't think that's a long line of people behind Tommy Reese as far as those having confidence in good old
Do you
Jerry.
think those comments are going to affect his job hunting situation in the offseason? My God.
Jeez.
Ooh.
How about your judgment there, Tommy?
Yeah, whoa.
He's standing behind his player. I mean, aren't they supposed to stand behind their players?
I guess, yeah.
Even when they're dropping passes, Steve?
Or they're stopping
that's
in the
just
middle of
the
the
thing.
field for
Yeah.
a touchdown. Remember?
I think we're clearing it up. None of the coaches are showing any accountability.
Oh, it's bad.
Stefanski's not leading it. Tommy Reese,
Yeah.
doing that. These guys aren't showing any
Jeez.
accountability. It's like, oh, it's okay. Special teams, so, Bubba, it's okay, buddy. It's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. You gave up a receipt, a punt return
Well,
and a kickoff, but it's okay. Don't worry about it.
I just think
Don't sweat it. Don't sweat it.
I just think more and more, Steve, it's a team that's checked out, and it's a reflection on the coaching.
Yeah.
Period.
I still want to see Shador connect with my guy Cedric Tillman, which has been yet to be seen. So I don't know if that's going to happen. I just like to throw that in there. If they do cover the tight ends well, let's get it to Cedric down the field.
SETI.
We'll see about it. The big deal is Myles Garrett could break the sack record. He only needs 1.5 sacks to reach it. Here's my hope. I hope, this is strange, but I hope he gets one to tie it.
Yeah.
And then I want to see him break the record at Cleveland against the Steelers.
Yes, there you
Just
go.
shut them up.
And who's the quarterback for Pittsburgh?
Well, Aaron Rodgers is. But,
No.
if, no. If Rodgers got hurt,
Yes.
wouldn't we love
Mason Rudolph.
Mason Rudolph to be in
Wow.
there? The helmet
Perfect.
incident years ago. But
Yeah.
Garrett does it legit and correct. Oh, man.
That would be something.
It just,
Yeah, that'd
and the
be
Browns
crazy.
would be at home.
Well, that's what
The
what's
fans would be
Mark
going
wanted.
nuts. You talk about barking and going crazy.
Well, you know what though? The sad part is when we play the Steelers. Do you know what that stadium is going to look like?
Yeah.
It's going to be Steeler fans. Oh, if Myles Garrett breaks the record with a bunch of Steelers fans in the seats.
Oh, there
hey,
you go. Would that make you
What
happy,
it's
Steve?
going to silent them.
Well, I know how you feel about Steelers fans, but that actually, yeah,
they're coming from Pittsburgh. They
Oh,
will be
sure.
coming from Pittsburgh. They're buying tickets.
that's
They
for
probably,
sure.
There might.
Oh,
be-
they're playing for the
there might-
division.
Yeah, they're playing for the division.
Right.
There might be more Steelers fans in there, Dave. As we know, T.J. Watt and Michael Strahan have the record, so it'd be nice to go against Strahan and get the record against him, and give him a little ha ha.
Right.
Alex Wright's been playing well again on that other side. Let's hope, Dave, that Mason Graham and Shelby Harris can stop the run. And I hear Maurice Hurst could get a little more involved in this one. Remember, we picked him up.
Yeah.
He was pretty strong for us in 23 and 24 as a rotational player
Well,
on that defensive line for Jim Schwartz.
There's just been such a stark drop off after the loss of Collins on the interior of that D line.
Yeah. Collins was major. I think he would have been Pro Bowl if he could have finished the season out. That was unfortunate. The linebackers should continue to play well. Carson Schlesinger should be a lock for Defensive
Oh,
Rookie
yeah.
of the Year.
Yep.
And he could even get Pro Bowl honors, guys.
Oh yeah.
I mean, man, is he playing great. What a pick. I mean, that was a great draft pick. That might have been like almost his top draft pick. And actually, Mason Graham is performing better than some of those guys drafted early in the draft. But there's not much more you can say besides
You know what though? I
that
have not,
draft prior to this one.
one quick thought on Mason Graham. I have not really noticed his presence the last few games though, Steve.
Yeah, I guess he's been playing injured.
That's
right?
true. He has been playing. He's been banged up. That's
He's
for
kind
sure.
of like a quiet player. You don't see a lot. You have to really watch the tape, I think.
Well, yeah, but I'm not seeing him even in on a lot of the tackles or in the
Yeah,
backfield.
you want to see that.
being disruptive. Yeah.
Yeah. Devin Bush should play well on this one, we hope. I'm concerned, guys, with the secondary. For Tyson Campbell and then Denzel out, you got Sam Webb in again at corners. And then, of course, like we mentioned at the beginning of the year,
Harden.
Miles Harden
Yep.
at nickelback. Josh Allen could have a big day, guys.
Harden and Campbell both got picked on for touchdowns last week, Steve. So something
Yeah,
to
so-
watch. Browns
I'm sure they watched that
well,
tape
and
adjustments.
the Browns play man
Mhm.
coverage more than any team in the league.
Yep.
But not a great wide receiver crew in Buffalo.
That-
Josh
yeah,
Allen
that's
is,
the difference.
is doing this
The
without
Bears
great
have better
wide
receivers. Bears have better receivers
Yes.
than Buffalo does. I'm afraid that the Bills could run away with this one fast, like the Bears game. Josh Allen will get the ball to running back James Cook, who could have a big game. I mean, if we can't play good on that defensive line, interior line, Cook could really be cooking.
Dude, he's having a big year.
He's having a big year,
Yeah.
yeah. And like we just said, it's the same. Malik Collins is out for the season. Like we just said, too, Allen doesn't have the best receivers he's had in recent years. But, look for Khalil Shakir and maybe Keon Coleman that we talked about.
Watch out for the tight ends.
Watch
Watch
out. Kincaid and,
watch
and
out
Dawson
for the tight
Knox.
ends. Yeah.
Those are both solid tight ends guys for the Bills. The Bills' defense is tough on the ends with Greg Rose and Joey Bosa.
Yeah.
I mean, those guys are pretty solid, I think.
Yeah.
Watch out for cornerback Christian Benford. He's a Pro Bowl caliber player this year. And you guys know safety Jordan Poyer. Do you guys know he's still starting?
Yeah, he's a veteran. He's been there for a while. Cole Bishop back there's played solid football.
Yeah,
for
Cole
them.
Bishop's looking good.
Yeah.
Isn't it crazy? Poyer is still there and starting. Remember, he played for the Browns. He had a good season for the Browns, and then Buffalo signed him, and then he was just pretty awesome since then.
You're right. This past defense has been a lot better than I thought, Steve.
Yeah. I do want to see Judkins run often and Shador throw downfield if he can, and try earning that starting position at the quarterback. I think James Cook. I'm sorry to say, guys, I think he could have a big game against us, and Josh Allen's going to make plays.
Well, we haven't been stopping the run the last couple of weeks.
Yeah,
no,
it looks so much different than the beginning of the season. Remember, guys, when we're giving our reports and we played Green Bay. Oh yeah, we're going to stop. We stopped Derrick Henry.
Also, too early in the season where people were more engaged. Keep that in mind.
And we were healthier.
Yeah,
we were healthier.
A little of both.
We've kind of checked out, and that's unfortunate because the defense is our best attribute.
Sure.
At any rate, guys, I have the Buffalo Bills winning 34-17.
Wow.
And I think it's more of a blowout. We might get like a garbage touchdown at the end.
Oh, the 17's a garbage.
Yeah. Like 34-10, and then they put in the second string and a little bit of garbage.
They score a meaningless touchdown in the last minute or two. I got it.
But let's go Browns.
Yep. Well said, Steve. We will get to Mr. Dave Greenshield. And Dave, give us your thoughts on this Browns and Bills matchup.
Well, you know what? I wish I had better feelings about this one than Steve does, but not so much. Two AFC foes face off in Cleveland. This week is Shador Sanders and the 3-11 Cleveland Browns host Josh Allen and the 10-4 Buffalo Bills. The Browns are coming off a deflating 31-3 beatdown that came at the hands of the Chicago Bears. As for the Bills, they came back from 21-0 on the road against the Patriots. It was a great win, to move themselves up in the AFC East. The Bills have won 5 of the past 7, both losses coming at Cleveland. By the way, last time the Browns won, December 16th, 2007, the Browns defeated the Bills 8-0 in Cleveland.
Was that a snow game?
Yeah, it was a whiteout conditions. I remember that game, actually. The year of Derek Anderson, one of our best quarterback seasons. The Bills can clinch their 7th straight playoff berth with a win and either an Indianapolis loss or tie, or Houston loss or tie. The Cleveland Browns come into this one basically playing for pride or better draft position. The continued development of Shador Sanders will be something to watch for in this one. Shador Sanders is 1-3 as a starting QB. He has 5 TD passes to 6 interceptions in 5 games. It'll be interesting to see how he bounces back after a lackluster performance against the Bears. The Bills' defense, as Steve mentioned, is good against the pass, 2nd overall. Joey Bosa, the offseason acquisition, 5 sacks. Quinshon Judkins leads all rookies with 805 yards rushing, tied for most rushing touchdowns with 7. This has been a real suspect Bills rush defense, ranking 30th overall, allowing 143 yards on the ground. By the way, they've had a key injury. Ed Oliver, a veteran defensive tackle, has been out for a while with a bicep injury. As a Browns fan, we can attest losing the services of a really good defensive tackle, right, Steve?
Oh, absolutely. And Malik Collins.
That's right. On the offensive line, the Browns will be without the services of Jack Conklin. Wyatt Teller is expected to return after missing 2 games with a calf injury. To add to the injury front, David Njoku and Dylan Sampson and Denzel Ward have all been ruled out. The Browns have had 3 games this season where they have not scored an offensive touchdown. It's been that bad offensively.
I just didn't realize
That's
that.
insane.
Wow.
This included last week against the Bears. This will be an interesting challenge for Shador in the offense. I believe, again, it is necessary to get the running game going. For any hope in this one, Judkins has to have a day. The line has to block. As for Shador, I believe he has to do a better job of getting rid of the ball quicker. He needs to do a better job of taking care of the football. The 2 bad interceptions last week. The one to Judy down the sideline, we agree, was not on him, Steve.
But he did have the 2.
Yeah, that's for sure. The first couple series of this one should be interesting. It'll be interesting to see if Tommy Reese gives him some of those easy button throws to kind of get him into a rhythm, get him going. And again, can we get a run game going? It would also be helpful if the wide receivers started to catch the ball, Steve.
Yeah, that would
What a
be
concept.
that'd be a thing.
Yeah, that's a thing. On the other side of the football, the Browns are facing the best quarterback they faced the entire year. And are we in agreement on this one?
Yeah, Josh Allen.
Josh Allen has 299 career touchdowns, passing, rushing, receiving, entering his 126th start. With a TD, he became the first player to reach 300 before turning 30 to achieve that milestone in the fewest games. Aaron Rodgers scored his 300th touchdown in his 134th outing, by the way. He is my leading candidate for MVP. I know a lot of people are going to pick Matthew Stafford, and he probably deserves it, Steve. I just think Allen is doing more with less, especially at wide receiver and without the coaching of a guy like
I agree with you there.
Sean McVay.
I think they are going to give it to Stafford. That puts out a better story, because if Buffalo does somehow win their first Super Bowl, they've never done it, then that makes it all the better. Like, hey, look, he gets, he doesn't get MVP,
right?
But then he wins a Super Bowl or something.
Yeah, the storyline would be better.
Well, do you have a thought on that, Brent? You do think Stafford deserves the MVP?
Oh, he is by far the MVP of the season.
Yeah, but you know what, though? You have to say Allen does do more with less, which is a big reason I think he won the MVP last year over Lamar to a certain extent.
L.A., bigger market.
Well, that's
I think they're going to go with – I think they're just always –
And do you want to give it to him again? I don't – but they did do it for Lamar Jackson.
That's true.
Lamar Jackson had two in recent years, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah. I mentioned the coaching. His OC, Joe Brady, has done a very solid job, and he's rumored to be a head coaching candidate at the college level. By the way, this, as we talked about before, this could be the year of Josh Allen in the playoffs. If he's ever going to get it over the top, this may be it. This is a matchup of the two best pass defenses in the NFL. By the way, the Browns ranked first in pass defense. The Bills ranked second in yards allowed. Allen's best offensive weapon has been running back James Cook. Cook has at least 100 yards from scrimmage in a league-high 11 games this season. The Browns have allowed 137.9 yards rushing per game in their last 7 contests, the 7th highest in the league in that span. Buffalo leads the NFL, averaging 158 yards per outing on the ground, and is tied with the Colts for the league lead at 24 rushing touchdowns. The loss of Malik Collins has really had a negative effect. It's just, you know what? Teams are just pushing us around up front. Mason Graham's hurt. I think the defense in many ways is checked out, Steve, too.
Dave,
as Brett mentioned.
Do you think Maurice Hurst, I know he just came probably sitting at the couch, on his couch or something. Can he help a little bit in that rotation? Mike Hall Jr., he's playing injured.
I'd like to see a lot more from Mike Hall, by the way, too.
Yeah.
Khalil Shakir has been the best wide receiver. He has 62 catches for 650 yards and 6 touchdowns. As I mentioned earlier, the two tight ends, Dawson Knox and Dalton Kincaid, have combined for 64 receptions. Kincaid leads the Bills with 5 TD catches. Defensive end Myles Garrett with 21 and a half sacks. The All-Pro pass rusher needs 1.5 sacks to pass the single-season record held by Pro Football Hall of Famer Michael Strahan and Pittsburgh's T.J. Watt. He has 8 straight games with at least a full sack, which is tied for the 3rd longest streak in league history, Steve. I didn't realize that. It'll be interesting to see the matchup with what is a solid Bills O-line. The tackle combo of Deion Dawkins and Spencer Brown better be ready. I would add Deion Dawkins is one of the better tackles in football.
Yeah, he's one of the best.
Yeah, linebacker Carson Schwessinger leads all rookies with 125 tackles in 6 straight games with at least 10. This will be a challenge for the front 7. They need to contain the running ability of James Cook and then the running ability of Josh Allen. You know how much he wants to utilize his legs, Steve.
Oh, yeah.
Just in conclusion, I'm interested to see how motivated this 3-win Browns team looks. This really looks like a team is making off-season vacation plans, Brent. We no doubt need to continue to monitor the growth of Shedeur Sanders at quarterback, and do we see a future? It comes back to him continuing to get better, processing and decision-making. He could use a ground game. It would be nice to see the offensive line open some holes. It seems like we have been waiting for that for a while, by the way. The offensive line run blocking might even be worse than the pass blocking, Steve.
Yeah, and that's bad, but they got some guys back, so we're hoping Judkins can do it today.
Fingers crossed. On defense, it's all about Miles and the sack record. I'd love to see him break the record at home. Let's give something to the stadium half full of Browns fans to cheer for, right?
Oh, yeah. By the way, Dave.
Yeah.
Bills Mafia.
Yes.
There could be a lot of Bills Mafia at this game, guys.
Yeah, that's true.
You're going to see a lot of Bills fans.
Not that far. What
Buffalo's
is a
not
couple
that far
hour
of a
drive?
travel, and they travel too.
Yeah.
And they can drive in the snow, something that us Clevelanders I have a little harder time with, it seems like.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, just in closing, this one could get ugly. Going 28-10 Bills, and I might be generous. Brent, this is pretty rough.
Yeah. Well said, Dave. We will get to the game of the week. And Steve Retzer, I know you keep winning. Oh, wait, did you win last week? I think for your game of the week, buddy.
Did I win?
I don't know.
I think I did. Oh, yes, I did.
You did. You won, and I lost. That's right. That's right.
Dave finally got his loss.
That's right. I was just giving you a hard.
Hey, don't rub it in for.
And Dave lost his streak.
Settle down over there.
I know.
I know you want to chime over there.
Well, listen, Steve. Are you going to pass him up for the overall? For the year? Do you think you'll pass Dave up?
He might have had too much. Yeah, too many.
He had. Yeah.
Well,
It's going to be a hard mountain to go. But if he has a skid,
I'm just
if
saying.
he has a 3-game losing streak, you know what that means.
Time to
I don't even want to look at it.
Anyways, Steve, a good job though last week in your game of the week, but this week will be a different story. What do you go ahead and give us your insight on the game of the week?
Well, you guys knew I had to pick this one. I got Tampa Bay Buccaneers at Carolina Panthers.
Yep.
The teams haven't faced each other yet, and they have to play again at the end of the season. I believe is the last game. They're both 7-7, and someone has to win this division, boys. The winner of this could possibly win the division, and whoever loses might miss the playoffs. Now, I know they play again, in a few weeks, but this one is very important, and it's at Carolina. This is the first of the 2 meetings between the rivals in the final 3 weeks. The biggest storyline is the revenge and familiarity factor. Baker Mayfield versus old team. Baker is a perfect 4-0 against the Panthers since they released him. He'll try to keep that streak alive and save the Bucs seasons that started 6-2, guys. These guys are off to a great start and have not been playing good football as of late.
Well, that loss,
a lot of injuries.
You know what? That loss in Atlanta was a bad loss. I watched that Thursday night game. They blew a 2-touchdown fourth quarter lead. By the way, they Kirk Cousins continues to tear them up on Thursday night. He had the big Thursday night game against Tampa Bay last year in Atlanta. Tore them up again this year.
Man, I don't know why Baker can't beat Kirk Cousins. I mean, Kirk Cousins is good, but he's more towards the end of his career per se.
Yeah, sure.
Baker had a couple bad throws, had a bad interception in that fourth quarter. This will be interesting to see how he bounces back. An improved Carolina defense, by the way, Steve.
Yep. There's the Canales factor going in this. Panthers coach Dave Canales was the Buccaneers offensive coordinator last year. He knows Baker's tendencies and the Tampa Bay system better than anyone, guys, which could give Carolina's defense a schematic edge. So, the Bucs slump. Tampa Bay has dropped 5 of its last 6 games. Ouch.
Yep.
I mean,
moment of
they're
truth
my
here.
Super Bowl team, guys.
That's right.
What I always tell you about Baker Mayfield, very streaky.
Okay.
Very streaky. He is always been like that. He's gonna go for 6 in a row, or he's gonna stink the joint up, and that's kind of what you see.
He plays with some injuries, where more guys get taken out of games.
Sure,
and he plays through them,
but
and he doesn't.
And don't forget that the team is a little bit, they're
playing
ash
through
unit.
injuries. Didn't we see that as one year?
This
as a
movie.
Browns? Wasn't there a season that kind of happened? And
Stefanski would never take him out, and he didn't want to come out. Then he had to get that.
Really similar to the Browns situation.
I hate to rehash that because that was a bad.
When you're a starting quarterback in the NFL, especially someone like a Baker,
that's true.
You feel like you have to stay in because you can lose your job.
Well,
you don't want to lose their jobs.
And
Baker is a competitor.
Well, and let's be fair, Steve. That season, that decision probably came from above because he was playing for that contract.
Yes, he needed the contract.
Yeah, put him in so we don't have to pay him. All right.
The Bucs, they're coming off a painful 10-day stewing period after that last loss to Atlanta on Thursday Night Football, like we just mentioned. The Panthers have been giant killers lately, upsetting teams like the Packers. They beat the Rams.
Yep.
As double-digit underdogs. And it's pretty impressive. I will give them that. They are improving. Bryce Young's, doing better too.
Yeah, you know what though? I expected a little bit more consistency with Bryce Young this year. They found a little bit of a running game that year with Dowdell and, that. They found a number 1 receiver in McMillan.
Mm-hmm.
I think if he shows some continued growth and they can continue to build around him, Carolina might have a future there. I mean, that's an organization that was a laughing stock for a while, by the way.
Oh yeah.
But you know what? If they can continue to build around Bryce Young, there might be a future there.
Yeah, I mean they're playing their first winning record since 2017, and then don't they look so much better? Remember we watched preseason together, guys, and
Yeah.
some shows. I thought the Browns. Remember they beat Carolina pretty good, in
Well, that was the
preseason.
first
I know they didn't
preseason
matter. That
then,
was
yeah.
preseason.
Didn't matter.
Yeah.
I know it doesn't matter, but they really come. Carolina's come a long way from that, in my opinion. There, the defense wins divisions, and Carolina's run defense has drastically improved. They're now 17th in the league
Yeah.
compared to last year.
They've made a big leap on the defense. And not with a lot of star power either,
Exactly. They'll need to stop the Bucks duo of Bucky Irving and Rashad White to force Mayfield into obvious passing situations. That's what you want to do. Try to get Baker to make mistakes. The news is the return of, get this, Jason Pierre-Paul. Didn't you guys think he retired or something?
Yeah. Well,
Brad, I'm being serious.
Wow.
He was elevated
well, you know
from the
what?
practice squad on Saturday. He hasn't played for the Bucks since 2022. He's playing, guys.
Well, you know what, though? He was a key player on that 2020 playoff run. Him and Shaq
he's
Barrett
good.
were two really good
Yeah.
edge rushers. Remember them getting after Mahomes in that Super Bowl?
I had to look it up. I'm like, didn't this guy play for him like 2 decades ago? I don't know. It seems like you knew.
Yeah.
It's
No,
been a
he's been
couple of
around
years.
for a while, yeah.
Yeah. Mike Evans and Chris Godwin are expected to play after full practices on Friday. The Panthers will be without starting linebacker Trevin Wallace and defensive tackle Turk Wharton. They're both out. A rookie sensation will say T-Mac
Mhm.
is a full go and remains Bryce Young's favorite target. Panthers wide receiver T-Mac.
He's had a
It'll be
great
interesting
year.
to see versus cornerback Jamel Dean. The rookie McMillan has over 850 yards and 6 touchdowns this
Yeah,
year, guys.
having a really nice year.
If Bryce Young can connect with them early, it forces a struggling Buccaneers defense. They're ranked 30th against the pass to play on its heels. It is true that Canales knows Baker, but I think Baker bounces back,
Okay.
and it'll be too tough in this one. Bucky Irving is playing at running back. Mike Evans is playing at receiver. Chris Godwin is playing
The
at
weapons
receiver.
are all back.
Emeka
Steve.
Egbuka
Yep.
is playing in this one.
No excuses.
Yeah, so there's no excuses. All the receivers are in.
Right.
And Bucky Irving.
Yep.
Remember I said that, Dave? If you have Bucky Irving
Sure.
and those 3 receivers,
Yeah.
you're looking pretty golden.
Yep.
So we'll wait to see what happens, but I've been waiting to see this.
Sure. Basically, Baker to have his full complement of weapons back.
Yeah,
Which he does
full
at
arsenal.
running back, wide receiver. Let's go.
Yep. He's got 2 running backs, the 3 receivers.
Yep.
Anyway, let's go Tampa Bay. I got them winning 28-25. It's going to be close.
Wow.
Carolina, like I said, they beat some good teams, but Tampa Bay's coming back.
Steve will
They
never
play
go
better
against
than
Tampa
them.
Bay.
Go Bucks! They're
that's
back.
That's his second. Well, you got your.
He's got all
Patriots.
kinds of side chicks, by the
Yeah,
way.
he's got. Yeah, you got a different side chick every week. It seems like now. Yeah, you'll never
it's
go
not in
against
New
Tampa.
England. It's Tampa, New England.
And I think he's like a season ticket holder.
Well, Houston Texans and
Well, yeah, there you go.
His
He's got a
dad gives him
lot.
tickets, and he goes to these games, and he's like a booster for the Bucks. Anyways, all right, we'll get right into it here with Mr. Dave Greenshield.
Yes.
Dave, the bragging rights are over.
Yeah, I know.
You
The
can't
streak is over. All
get at the top of the bar and do
Yeah,
the
there you
8,
go.
and you're
Well-
kind of now you're being back to being humble
Well,
and a
hey,
good guy.
it's getting
and
humble.
Brent, it's time to start a new streak.
That's it. So what do you got going, Dave?
All right, well, let's start with my preseason pick to win the Super Bowl, which were the Baltimore Ravens. It's not looked great this year, guys. It's not as bad as Steve's pick with the Chiefs, but,
Ooh,
I know.
Steve.
We have to mention that.
Oh man! Oh man!
But no one would have thought they'd never even make the
Oh,
playoffs.
That's true.
man.
Playoff? What? Playoffs?
Yeah.
All right. Well, Baltimore 7-7 trails Pittsburgh by 1 game atop the AFC North. The Patriots 11-3 lead the AFC East even after last week's tough loss to Buffalo. New England can clinch a postseason berth with a win this week or a loss by either Houston or Indianapolis. The Ravens are home this weekend, but Baltimore's only 3-5 at home this season. A loss to New England would make this the worst home regular season in franchise history. Hard to believe that for the Ravens. The Ravens finished 3-5 at home in 2015. New England, meanwhile, is 6-0 as a visitor this season, undefeated on the road. Did you realize that, Steve?
Man, that's awesome. I mean, that's tough.
The only team in the league without a road loss. Let's start with the quarterbacks. Drake May will have, a primetime showcase to boost his MVP case. Baltimore's Lamar Jackson, who's won the award twice, has struggled after returning from a hamstring injury. Now, he did lead the Ravens to a 24-0 victory over the Bengals last week. He did throw 2 touchdown passes, but he only threw the ball 12 times last week, by the way. He's thrown 5 of his 6 interceptions in his last 5 games. Hard to believe that. In his last 7 starts, Lamar has only a 60.5 completion percentage on his passes, way below his career passing percentage of 64.8. It's even worse in the red zone, where he's at 42.5 completion rate inside the 20-yard line, which ranks last in the NFL. Baltimore ranks 30th in red zone efficiency at 44.9. By the way, that's probably been one of their problems this year. Other than the defensive side of the ball, they can't put it in the red zone. He's been breaking from the pocket at times when he shouldn't. This has led to him getting sacked 33 times. By the way, the offensive line play, for the most part, has been one of the significant catalysts of this team's disappointing season. Most of the blame for the team's offensive line issues falls on 2 players. Right guard Daniel Falalele and left guard Andrew Voorhees have both been equally bad, allowing a combined 7 sacks and 49 pressures. It'll be interesting to see if Lamar can get back on track against a very solid Pats defense. That 3-4 scheme that Vrabel runs has gotten a solid pass rush from the linebacker spot. Harold Landry leads the team with 8.5 sacks, and Kayvon Chaisson has 6.5 sacks. New England runs a fair amount of man coverage, about 30% of the time. They'll have one of the better cover corners in third-year pro Christian Gonzalez. It'll be interesting to see if he's matched up against Zay Flowers in this one. Flowers has had a nice year, Steve. 71 catches for 900 yards.
I like Christian Gonzalez. He defended him, though. Yeah.
Yeah, he's one of the better corners in the league. Very underrated. The Ravens' run game is still solid. Derrick Henry's over 1,100 yards on the ground with 10 touchdown runs. Kind of a quiet year for Derrick Henry, by the way. Your number 1 running back, Steve.
Yeah, and didn't I kind of say he did a little better than Saquon Barkley and no one believed me?
Well, yeah, no need to brag. Are we back to Steve brag?
He's back to his old ways.
I got to throw in a few things here and there.
I know. Oh, my God. He's back. He is.
Geez. The Pats are only giving up 95 yards on the ground, by the way. 5th overall. By the way, I think an underrated part of this Pats revival, Steve, has been their defense.
Yeah, the defense has played great. Vrabel's got those guys playing awesome.
Yeah. This may really come down to Lamar, the pass protection, and the wide receiver's ability to win one-on-one matchups. As far as Drake May is concerned, I'm a fan, Steve. I said it since he came out of the draft. Brent was a little bit doubtful of Drake.
Fraud Island.
Yeah, you said Fraud Island.
He's on there, but he's
you wrong.
I think he's off now.
Okay.
He's completely.
He's an MVP candidate, and
you know the only
Brent's got him on Fraud Island. I don't know what he's watching. I mean, me and Dave are watching football. I don't know what you're watching over there.
You
Brent.
got
there you go, Steve.
Right now. There's
Let
only
him
one.
go, Steve.
There's only the Chargers quarterback Herbert.
Yeah, there you go.
He's the only one now that's on Friday because
Yeah.
I think the Jacksonville guy's out.
You took Trevor Lawrence off.
He's off the island.
You know what? I'm going to be opposite on that. I want to see him do it against a good team. And we'll
That's
see
true.
today against Denver, by the way.
Yeah, I think Lawrence, but I get it. Yeah, then you want to take him off the island?
If he does it against Denver today, we'll take him off the island.
If he beats Denver, you got to take him off the island.
Take him
Okay,
off the island.
all right. All right, continue.
All right. Well, as far as May goes, he has that term that's often used called arm talent. It's an overused term. One of the things that's made him so dangerous this season is his ability to throw the deep ball. According to Sports Radar, entering this week, May ranks 2nd in the NFL behind Matthew Stafford and is tied with Sam Darnold, Dak Prescott, and Jordan Love with 26 completions that have traveled 20 more yards in the air. He's got an arm, man. He's got a hose.
And Dave, he's like Joe Burrow, like we mentioned. He shuffles, he's holding on to it, he's looking for that receiver. He will take that hit.
Yes.
Defensive linemen drag him down, but he doesn't go down.
Well,
he gets dragged, he makes the throw, and he makes productive yards, first down.
Well, you know what it is, Steve, is sometimes he was taking a lot of sacks earlier in the year because he's holding the ball, staring down the gun barrel, waiting for that play down the field to develop. So, yeah, he's 6th in the NFL in yards, tied for 6th with 23 touchdown passes. He had a rough week last week against the Bills with a season-low 155 yards passing. The Ravens defense has struggled this year, 26th in pass yards allowed, and have given up 220 passing yards in its last 4 games. The Ravens have struggled to generate a pass rush. They tied for 31st in the NFL with only 22 sacks as a team. It'll be interesting to see if they scheme up pressure to affect Drake May. The Pats have found the ground game. Travion Henderson is coming on, Steve.
Yes, he is.
Best game of the year last week against the Bills. 148 yards rushing against the Bills. This will present a challenge for linebacker Roquan Smith, who leads the team Ravens with 114 tackles. Stephon Diggs has been a solid offseason pickup, Steve. You know what? I thought
should have done it in Houston.
Yeah, exactly.
He's doing it.
Yeah, he's doing it for May. He didn't do it for Stroud last year. He has 67 catches for 731 yards receiving. I would also watch out for Baltimore safety Kyle Hamilton. He's still one of the best in the game. The Ravens run a ton of man coverage as well, 5th most of any team in the NFL. This will come down to May and his wide receivers' ability to make plays. They need to get separation, and he needs to get them the ball. It'll be interesting to see if he, can have a bounce back game. In conclusion, my Super Bowl pick is running out of chances. This is a tall task. The Pats have been playing really good football, last week notwithstanding. This is it. This is time for Lamar to step up. We need to see the MVP Lamar from previous season. He needs to be accurate. He needs to avoid turnovers. This has been an issue all season. It'll be interesting to see if Henry can be a factor in the run game as well. The Pats are looking to bounce back after a hard loss. I expect a much better game from Drake May. He is too good a QB, and the Ravens' defense has been suspect. This is one that I see as a quarterback duel, by the way. Although both teams have really good backs to lean on, call me crazy. I'm going to stick with the Ravens. Last stand at home.
Wow.
Lamar to wake up.
Bold.
Give me the Ravens 27-24 in a close one. That's bold.
Nice,
That's pretty bold, dude.
I'm going down with my Super Bowl pick, I guess.
You gotta stay with it.
Yeah.
Just like I had to with Tampa.
Yeah, you gotta stay with it. All right, we'll get to my game of the week there, and I got the Steelers and the Lions there, and so we will get right into it. The Pittsburgh Steelers enter Ford Field this Sunday with a head of steam, fresh off the decisive victories over the Ravens and the Dolphins that have propelled them to the top of the AFC North. While the Detroit Lions boast the league's most explosive scoring offense, their defensive inconsistencies rank near the bottom of the league in points allowed. Go ahead, Dave.
Just a thought. Rodgers has been playing better football the last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
After the debacle against the Bills. You know what? This is a Lions secondary that can be very, very suspect. Watch out for DK Metcalf. He could have a day today, too.
We will get right into that. Like I said, the defensive inconsistencies rank near the bottom of the league in points allowed, provide a perfect opening for a surging Aaron Rodgers and his primary weapon, DK Metcalf. Yeah. Despite being a 7-point underdog in a hostile environment, Mike Tomlin's squad has a history of peaking in December. Yeah. Steve knows all about this. See, the Steelers team, don't you, buddy?
You know what's crazy?
It's late in the season.
People were calling for Mike Tomlin's job, Steve. You believe that?
I know it's crazy. It is crazy. I mean, he should stay put right there. And this is Aaron Rodgers, one of his last hoorahs.
Yeah,
he might be done. This might be the last season, or maybe one more season at most. He's got to perform and be ready at the end of the year in playoffs if they make it.
Sure.
And win the division.
And like I said, Tomlin's squad has a history of peaking in December and currently holds a significant turnover differential advantage that could be a deciding factor in a tight game. Expect the Steelers' defense to bend but not break against Jared Goff, while the balanced rushing attack of Kenneth Gainwell and Jaylen Warren keep the chains moving, just enough to secure a gritty road win and the final score of 28-24, the Steelers over the Lions.
Wow. Okay.
I am going with the Steelers. I think, they got the 2 in a row. They got momentum. Rodgers playing a little bit better. And I feel like the Lions' defensive inconsistencies is a concern. And I trust Tomlin. It's a big spot late in the season. I got to go with the Steelers.
Really?
And if the Lions lose, guys, playoffs.
Well, you know what?
Going to be any playoffs.
Yeah, this is it. I mean, with the way the NFC West looks with those 3 teams, the Niners, Seattle, and then the Rams.
It's tough to make the playoffs.
And then Green Bay, although they had the tough loss last night.
Yeah,
to Chicago.
must win for Detroit.
Yeah, it is. I like Detroit's offense, though. I
understand. And it's in the dome.
Exactly. On turf.
Yeah.
I mean, Rodgers,
I get it.
Rodgers has had a lot of success there on that turf.
Well, that's why
in his Green Bay
I just feel like Pittsburgh will scheme something up to get it done.
Okay.
Maybe they get some turnovers.
Yeah. I don't think Pittsburgh is just going to let them waltz right in and just, I don't.
What was your
I don't.
final score on that one?
28-24, I got Steelers.
I wouldn't be surprised to see more points than that.
Sure, I understand. All right, we will get to the bowl predictions, and we will lead off with Mr. Dave Greenshield.
Yeah.
Gabe, give us a bowl prediction.
Well, I'm getting bold here. And I'm going to say Quinn Ewers, the new starter in Miami, goes for over 250 yards passing and 2 touchdown passes against the Bengals defense, by the way. Against the so we have to add, you know what?
Bold, but,
Well, you know what? I had to add that last part in because we know how suspect they've been, by the way, the entire year. This is bold considering with his injury-prone college career, I never cared for this quarterback, by the way. He's making a case to be the starter next year for the Dolphins because, Steve, I think it's it for Tua in Miami. I think they're done with Tua in Miami. Brent, don't you think so?
Yeah, they're going to move on from
Tua's
Tua.
like a big contract,
But
right?
I just don't think Tua is bad as what everybody says. I don't think is he at the top of the food chain? in the
No.
NFL?
He needs receivers, guys.
But
let's face it.
yeah, like
Well,
don't
needs
tell
weapons.
me that Tua just is. I remember when he was going toe to toe with Josh Allen there, and just now at a Tua. I think he'll get another chance somewhere else, and he'll bounce back.
Tyreek Hill. I mean,
Well, he's always been blessed with great weapons ever since his college days. At Alabama, he played with 4 first-round draft picks at wide receiver. Now, one of them was Jerry Jeudy, but, I digress. But in any case, he's had weapons when he was in Miami. He had Waddle, he had Tyreek Hill. Shane has been a great running back. But you know what, though? The injuries and those concussions always scare me. His health was always a concern, though, Brent.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
Okay. Well, the Bengals are giving up 245 yards per game through the air this year, and that number would no doubt be higher if they weren't last in the league in rushing yards allowed, Steve. So they're that bad against the pass and that bad against the run. Only 4 teams have recorded fewer sacks, which should give Ewers plenty of time to operate and go through his progressions. I expect Burrow to bounce back last week from a poor game last week. He got shut out at home, by the way. He had an awful game against the Ravens. Let's have a Ewers and Burrow shootout, by the way. How about that one, Brent?
That'd be something. Yeah, it'd be nice to Burrow because he needs to kind of have the bounce back.
Yes.
And he remember after his controversial comments
Right.
that he made about maybe not having fun and all that. It would be nice to get some life back there.
Do you think he wants out of Cincinnati?
He
Brent?
does? He wants a. Some people think he wants to retire. I'm not going to go that far.
You don't think he goes Andrew Luck?
No, he doesn't want to do the Andrew Luck.
I don't think he wants to do that, guys.
Not yet.
I think he's just upset, and he's got to motivate. Because is the man from Mars going to motivate Zach Taylor? I don't think so. Someone has to do it. It happens to be Burrow.
I bet they keep Zach Taylor, even though you could make a case Zach Taylor should be gone.
I think they're going to keep
the
him.
issues management. It's not Zach Taylor.
Someone
Yeah.
has to be
It's Brown.
It's
Yeah,
Brown.
it's up top.
Remember, guys,
It is.
They were expected to make the playoffs. I had him a playoff team. You guys had him as
Brent, where did you
MVP.
have him?
Burrow had him in a
beaters.
Super
You
Bowl.
had him in
Super Bowl,
That's
going
right,
to the
Brent.
Super Bowl
Yeah.
Brent had him in a Super Bowl.
against Philly, and they take the L.
Yeah, and we both had him as the MVP this year.
But Burrow doesn't get hurt. Come on,
Yeah.
it's a whole other story.
You're right, that's true.
So-
That's true.
Yeah, keep going.
Well, yeah, exactly. I expect a shootout. I'm going with Quinn Ewers. I'm going to be bold. I think he maybe makes a case to be the starter in Miami next year. It's not a great quarterback draft class. Wouldn't be surprised. We'll see.
Yeah, well said, Dave. And we will get to Mr. Steve Retzer to kind of wrap us up here. And Steve, give us the bold prediction.
All right, boys. My bold prediction is that the Tennessee Titans will get the win against the Kansas City Chiefs in Tennessee.
Wow, okay.
Cam Ward will lead this team at home despite the 2-12 record and keep the Chiefs losing, guys. I mean, I
Wow.
took him as my Super Bowl team. Now I'm kind of going against them.
Well, they did lose this guy named Patrick Mahomes last week, Steve.
And I was just going to say that, Dave. Yes, Patrick Mahomes is out, but me and Brent talked about this. Gardner Minshew's not a bad backup.
Yeah.
He's
I
been
like
a solid
Gardner.
backup
Yep.
most of his career.
He's a
He
solid
keeps him in
backup.
game.
Yeah.
He's like a Doug Flutie. He keeps you in games, I mean,
I didn't expect you to make a Doug Flutie reference then, Steve. I would have bet a lot of money you weren't going to go there, but okay.
Wow.
and they should win, but they won't. As you guys know, Tony Pollard, I predicted him to do well.
Yeah.
Solid
back.
He's been running
Yeah.
good lately, guys, as of late. And did you guys know, interesting stat here, guys. The Titans are actually 4-2 against the Chiefs since Andy Reid got hired as the Chiefs coach in 2013. Isn't that interesting? I mean, they just beat the Chiefs. So-
They've had their number. What do you think of Ward, Steve? Do you think he's got a future there?
I do think he'll be the franchise quarterback. I think he could have played a little better this season, but I mean, you look, they had to fire their coach at Callahan.
Yeah, that's true.
And so he's playing with McCoy.
Yeah.
Interim coach. That's hard for a rookie. I think that's tough. I think that's asking a lot for a rookie to have a great season when you got to fire your coach and it's all in,
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see what type of coaching staff they bring in. OC, they need to put more weapons around him, particularly on the perimeter. I just had doubts about the guy. I think he played a little bit of hero ball in college, which I don't think translates in the NFL. Plus, I think he can be a little turnover prone from time to time. So,
if they hire the right coach,
yeah, that's true.
I think he can do much better. I think he'll have a better, second season. He's not going to have that sophomore slump. I think he'll play good with the right coach.
There you
find
go.
out who that'll be. But at any rate, guys, go Titans.
Yep. Well said, Steve. And before we get to some final thoughts, I will give my Browns and Bills prediction on the way out here.
Yeah.
I just think it's kind of more of what we talked about before about Buffalo and just the Browns are checking out, and Buffalo they got to win this to kind of get
it's a
that.
must win.
Yeah. And I just got the Bills winning this by a couple touchdowns. I got Buffalo winning this 28-14. I don't think Shador, he doesn't have a terrible game, but I think it's, he's going to bounce back from the Bears game. He's going to improve a little bit. But I think, it throws a pick, maybe some fumbles with the running back situation, a couple turnovers.
Just say it, Brent. You think this one's going to get ugly, don't you?
It's going to get ugly. And they're going to win by 2 touchdowns.
Wow. You're more generous than me and Steve.
Yeah, you guys had it by 3 touchdowns or 4. No, it's going to be 2. And just, the other factor is the game's in Cleveland. So I don't think that it's going to be a runaway. It's 1 or 2 touchdowns. That's not too bad.
Home games this year?
Oh, so you're saying that like half full Browns?
Yeah. That half full Brown Stadium is going to,
Gonna cheer them on, Brent.
I mean, it's just, guys, we got to, hey, by the way, can we get to the off season?
Hey,
My God.
this is just, hey,
I need a vacation. My
Dave.
God. After watching this. Oh,
Dave, this is just warm-up.
Jeez.
Bills Mafia is going to be loaded in that stadium.
Oh, yeah.
And then next week, you're going to see even
I know.
more
I know.
Steelers fans.
I get a feeling.
Waving that terrible towel in our own home plate.
You never know.
Home
Greenfield and
field.
I might get bored. Instead of going to the bar, we're going to drive up to the stadium and jump on a table like Bill's Mafia. You ever see that?
They're a crazy crew.
I know. They jump right into the table.
Yeah,
And
they're
and,
crazy.
It's fun.
oh, my God.
I don't mind the Bills as opposed to other teams, too, by the way.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, definitely opposed
yeah.
to the Steelers.
Yeah, no doubt about that. So, all right, guys, we'll get into some final thoughts and we'll wrap it up.
All right, Brent, just basically playing out the string. As I say, let's see what Shador can do these
See what
last
you
few
got.
games, and let's see Miles break the sack record, Steve. That's about all we got.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this game's on the schedule. They got to play it. There's nothing else they can do. They got to move on and keep playing the schedule. Let Shador just make progress.
Right.
Baby steps, make progress, and I don't know, go Browns, but,
It's
Oh.
rough.
it's rough.
All we can do. All right, guys, have a good one. Take care.